Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. Today I'm going to share how I use machine learning to study the impact of the weather on the ski hotel pricing. So let's get started. Let's look at the background, why I came up with this project. So firstly, for many hotels, especially for the resorts area, like the ski resorts, beach resorts, the hotels experience strong seasonality. Their consumer demand is highly sensitive to weather conditions, such as snowfall, temperature, and precipitation, and so on. Besides, for consumers make the travel decisions based not only on the personal schedules, but also on the expected weather. For example, some ski resorts, if there are more snowfall, there will be more consumers to go there and ski. However, if the consumers make the travel plan in advance, when the days come sooner, they found the weather is not good for skiing. So there is a very high possibility that consumers will cancel their trip, which means they will cancel their purchase in the hotels. So they might cancel the bookings if the weather is not good. So therefore, they might have a huge revenue volatility for the consumers because those hotels are highly weather driven. But now there are very limited existing models, which is aimed to help the hotels to make the better price decisions based on the weather condition. So in this project, we are going to use a machine learning method to see how how the hotels can make better price decisions based on the weather forecast or the historical weather information. So for this project, we are going to solve a problem that, like I just mentioned, like the ski hotels, they experience a large swings in demand based on unpredictable weather information, which I mean the unpredictable. Like for the weather forecast, when consumers book the hotel, they may say like the weather forecast in 30 days, 50 days. But when the days come sooner, the forecast will be more precise, and that may influence the consumer's decision on whether to book that on whether to cancel that hotel room or not. And our goal is to build a machine learning model to predict hotel demand using weather features. But in the following presentation, we are still at the initial stage, so we mainly used the machine learning method to learn the hotel data. And in the future, we will go deeper and continue to use machine learning to help us to build our final model. And the value of this project is to improve the staffing, pricing, and resource planning at ski resorts. Okay, let's take a look at our dataset. So my dataset basically based on two datasets. One of them is from the hotel. The other one is from the historical weather forecast information. For the hotel data, we basically use the historical hotel booking records, which includes the booking date, arrival date, the number of nights the consumer stayed, and we also have some target variables like the booking demand, like how many rooms were booked each day, or we also look at the different season, like the ski season or off season, and we try to compare the impact of the weather information on the price decisions. And on the other hand, we use weather data, which we got those data from some weather forecast API. And to collect the weather data, we mainly focused on the snowfall for sure, and the temperature, precipitation, and so on. And we used the features like temperature, snowfall, and precipitations. Yeah, this is our dataset overview. Let's look at the next. So in this project, we tried multiple machine learning methods, such as PCA, which is a principal component analysis, clustering, which is very familiar to most of us, and ARM, which stands for the association, rule mining, naive Bayes, and decision tree. I will introduce the main character of each of those methods and what the main results we got from those machine learning methods. Okay, let's go to see the PCA first. For the principal component analysis, the main purpose of this PCA is to help us reduce the data dimensions while retaining the most variance. So by identifying our main features like the purchase rate, temperature, the max temperature of the day, and advanced purchase, we found that the PCA helped us to reveal the important insights about the consumer's booking behavior, make it easier to segment the travelers, which can help us optimize the price and refine the marketing strategies. From the PCA, we got those pretty useful managerial insights. First of all, it helped us to optimize the pricing strategy. We found that if the high purchase rate leads to more bookings, consumers may be price sensitive and respond well to discounts or early bird promotions. If consumers consider the dynamic pricing models that adjust based on weather conditions and seasonal demand, and it also helps us to improve the consumer's experience. If the weather is extremely cold, it will negatively affect the bookings. Hotel could highlight indoor amenities such as the spa service, heated pools to attract visitors even during the colder days. And last, it helps us to enhance the consumer segmentation. For example, in high PC1 plus high PC3 condition, we would consider those consumers as loyal, high-paying consumers with premium packages. However, with a low PC1 and low PC3, we consider those consumers are engaged budget conscious travelers with flexible pricing offers. Then we also use clustering to help us to get some group observation without using labels. So here I'm going to introduce the k-means that we got here. So the main results we found here is that clustering analysis suggests that advanced purchase decisions are primarily influenced by price and the temperature trends rather than the precipitation. By understanding those patterns, hotels can optimize their pricing strategies, making the marketing campaigns and booking incentives to drive revenue and consumer satisfaction. Also, in the k-means clustering, it helps us to segment consumer behavior, it also helps us to customize the marketing strategies. For example, if clusters are well separated, hotels can tailor promotions for each group. For example, they can offer the early bird discounts for one cluster and last minute deals for the other one. So we can basically give different marketing strategies to different group of consumers, which is really helpful for hotels to maximize their revenue. And the k-means also help us to identify the outliers. The single points merging in extremely highs might indicate outliers. This is what we learned from the k-means. Then we use the association rule mining to help us better understand the dataset. It helped us to discover the hidden relationship between items. The main results we got from the association rule mining is that the Mountain View and Exclusive Lodge have the strongest positive association. And the VIP service and the conference room are monetary correlated. For several rules have nearly one lift value, which means that they do not significantly influence each other. And in the naive Bayes analysis, we built some simple probabilistic models based on features independence. We found that the Gaussian naive Bayes model performs moderately well in king room types, especially for king room 3 and king room 4. And the categorical naive Bayes assume features are discrete categories, but the features feel like nightly rate, arrival rate are numerical and likely bind or correlate into categories. And we also compared 3 different naive Bayes. Due to the time reason, I will not introduce one by one to you guys. If you want to have more detailed information, please welcome to my website to find more information about my project. And in the decision tree, it predicts the class label by sequentially splitting on features to maximize information gain. The main results we got here is that we found the entropy plus best offers a better accuracy and interpretability, and all models predicting king room better than others, but special type room and queen room often get confused. More features engineering or aiding interaction items may further enhance the results. So that's basically what we learned in this project. And let's make a short conclusion. So in general, machine learning plays an essential role in our project. It helps us to find some important patterns because the machine learning can automatically detect patterns between hotel booking behaviors and external factors like weather condition. And it also helps us to get some predictive power. Machine learning methods such as a decision tree regressions and can predict future demand, like booking rates or risk of cancellation based on the changing of the weather trends, allowing hotels to plan better, like they can make a better pricing promotion strategy based on the machine learning results. And it helps us to have a better consumer segmentation. Unsupervised learning like clustering segments consumers into the meaningful groups. Like we can get some travelers attracted by snow activity versus some summer visitors. It helps hotels target marketing effort precisely. And it can handle high dimensional data, like PCA and machine learning allows the analysis of many weather variables, like temperature, snowfall, wind, and so on, alongside the hotel translation data without losing important information. It also has some actionable business insights. Machine learning generates clear, data-driven insights that can be immediately applied for dynamic pricing, customized offers, and operational adjustments. And it can also adapt to dynamic changes, such as weather changes daily and consumers' behavior shift. Machine learning models continuously learn and adapt faster than traditional rule-based system. So yeah, that's what we learned from the machine learning study and what we got. How it could be useful for our project, which is the impact of the weather condition on ski resort pricing. So that's all I have today. Thank you for watching. And if you have any comments, welcome to comment below this video or go to my website for more detailed information. Thank you all. Have a good day. Bye.